Monday night should be a good one. Let's look forward to week 3. As you know, we are never wanting to just sit back on our laurels and look back on the last games. We're already ready for the next week. We're going to do our hot read for week 3. We always are looking ahead to the next lines. Those lines are up. You can bet those right now. You can bet those while you're listening to this podcast. And I didn't feel great about week 2. I love week 3. I looked at this slate of games. I immediately know who I like in like 11 or 12 out of these 16 games. Stark contrast to how I felt for these games. So, Raheem, give me a hot read for week 2. Who are you thinking?
I'm going with the Green Bay Packers plus 4.5. I think, obviously, we just spoke about the Monday Night Football game between the Lions and the Packers. And if the Packers do what they're supposed to do by blowing out the Lions, this line's going to go down. So I think at 4.5, you have some value. For me, I'm going to be fading the San Francisco 49ers over the next couple of weeks. This is a banged-up team. Like I said before, they lost Jason Verrett with a torn ACL. Emmanuel Mosley hasn't played yesterday. He's been banged up. Dre Greenlaw out the next 6 to 8 weeks. Javon Kinlaw has been hurt. It's just they're just so banged up that I think Aaron Rodgers can actually take advantage of this defense in ways that the Eagles did. Well, in many ways, the Eagles actually did. They just didn't put up points on the board. So that's a play on that for me.
Yeah, I like that one. I definitely agree with kind of fading the 49ers for now. I'm not out on them, but it does feel like they're a little bit overrated of what the public is thinking that they are right now. And yeah, look, we know how Aaron Rodgers feels about San Francisco. That's the team that had the number 1 pick when Rodgers came out in the draft, and he's held that against them all these years. The man loves to go back to the Bay, his home, and play the 49ers. That's the team that he wanted to be on. Who knows? Maybe the team he will be on a year from now, but we know that he loves that spot. So I like that one. I'm going with a great quarterback as well. I literally had to check this line 3 times to make sure that the little plus I was seeing was accurate. Folks, Tom Brady and the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers are underdogs right now in week 3 of the National Football League. Underdogs. The Buccaneers are plus 1.5 against the Los Angeles Rams. I genuinely can't believe it. What are we doing making Tom Brady and the Bucs underdogs? This team has won 9 games in a row right now. That's counting the postseason. And all 9 of those games, they've scored at least 30 points. That's just phenomenal. Like they are just trucking a lot of teams right now. They're putting up any point number that they want. It genuinely felt today against the Falcons like they could have just picked a number and then hit it. Whatever the number was, they could have just scored that number of points. On top of it, we've talked about the Rams. It's not a great team. They're underwhelming. The Rams are letting the Bears and the Colts move the ball. They're letting those teams move the ball on them and get in a scoring position. Guess what? The Bucs are a little bit better than the Bears and the Colts. So this feels like the trappiest trap that ever trapped. That's the only reason that I'm not ready to back the Brinks up on the Bucs. You know, it is in Los Angeles. It's going to be a huge home crowd. They're going to be into the game, but there's going to be plenty of Tom Brady fans in Los Angeles too. You be sure of that. And if you give me Tom Brady and the Bucs as an underdog, like this team looks so good right now that I feel like we could look back a month or 2 from now and be like, what were we thinking? How did we ever make that team an underdog? So I love the spot for Tom and the Bucs.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Like we spoke earlier about how the Rams haven't been truly impressive, and obviously you can score, you can put up points, you can put up yards. So this Bucs offense is rolling, and I don't want to get in front of that train right now.
All right, who's your other hot read for week 3?
My other hot read is I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals -7. It's pretty clear that this line is going to go up. It's a shame that sportsbooks don't put up team totals early because I would be taking their team total over. The over-under is 52 right now, but I don't want to play a full game over because I don't know if Jacksonville is going to hit it. But when I look at this Jacksonville defense, they gave up 37 to the Texans, 23 to the Broncos. They're 24th in defensive EPA, 28th in drop pack EPA. Look, this team can't really stop anybody. And then not only that, they have a rookie quarterback in Trevor Lawrence who can't keep his guys on the field. He can't keep that offense on the field. And when you're facing Kyler Murray and this Cardinals offense that has weapons everywhere, you got DeAndre Hopkins, You got AJ Green. You got the rookie and Rondell. They're going to have problems stopping this team. And this Cardinals offense is top 10 in EPA. They're second in explosive pass play rate, with 18% of their pass plays going for 20 yards or more. We watched that game between the Vikings and the Cardinals today. They were down 20-7, and in a matter of minutes, they have the lead. So I don't see how the Jacksonville Jaguars slow this team down. At some point, there's going to be a buy point on the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's not here.
Yeah, I like this one. The only reason I'm a little disappointed is because when I was looking ahead Saturday night prepping for this segment, I circled this one. The Cardinals were minus 6.5, and I was like, oh, baby, give me that one before we hit the key number. Well, we missed the key number, but I still feel pretty good about it. The Jaguars are terrible. We came out of week one thinking like, oh, hey, the Texans are not bad. They actually won the game. The Jaguars might just be worse than the Texans. They might just be awful. Their defense is bad. This Urban Meyer thing is it's bad. The team account is sending out a tweet on the night of week 2's games, reassuring fans, don't worry, guys, it'll get better. It's week 2. We're 0-2. Settle down, Jacksonville Jaguars. This is not a good look for you guys. So I like the Cardinals there. I am sticking with a team for my other hot read that I missed on this week, but I'm going back to the well on the Cleveland Browns. They're minus 7.5 right now against the Bears. I realize we're already on the wrong side of a key number there. I just think this line could really move. We don't necessarily know yet who's going to play quarterback for the Bears. Hopefully Justin Fields, but God knows what they're doing with Andy Dalton. Dude got hurt, and I was like, hey, great, the reason to play Fields. And then a few plays later, they put Dalton back out there again. Like, what are you doing? We're trying to get the rookie on the field. How hard is this to be? And so I don't know. Dalton might play, Fields might play. 7.5 for the Browns is just not a high number. I know that they didn't cover that game against the Texans today, so maybe there's some hesitancy there. But this is another one I had circled Saturday. This line was around 10, and now it dropped down. And it's not because of the Bears. I mean, the Bears are looking fine, but it's not like they moved this thing. It's losing a little confidence in the Browns. I'm not losing confidence. I feel fine with this team. The Browns are a team that should be able to control with the line, with the run game, with a tough defense. If Justin Fields does play, I like the Bears better in theory, but that means that he is starting his first game on the road against a pretty talented Cleveland defense. And kind of a pressure spot too, going back to Ohio, where he's played a few games, big games there in his life. So I like the Browns a lot. I was going to take this one when it was around 10. I thought the line might get towards 12 or 13 as they're pushing it away from that teaser spot. So I love it at 7.5. I think the line is definitely going to move toward Cleveland's direction. So I want to grab those points before that line starts moving up.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think Cleveland is the cream of the crop in this league right now. We saw how they dominated Kansas City in week 1. We saw how they came back and did what they needed to do against the Houston Texans. And I think this is going to be a spot to where everybody's going to want to play this. So this line is going to go up. I also would recommend taking our last 2 picks and putting that in the teaser. Cleveland Browns minus 7.5. Teasing that down 6 points to 1.5, and then teasing the Arizona Cardinals down from 7 to 1. I think you got a good positive expected value teaser with those 2 teams. I don't necessarily like to tease home road teams with the Arizona Cardinals, but I think they should be able to beat Jacksonville. So I tease those two teams down.
I like that. And that's so funny because I was going to recommend the same thing with their other 2 picks. You can tease Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady as underdogs. And now all that has to happen is Aaron Rodgers has to not lose by double digits, and Tom Brady has to not lose by more than a touchdown. And yeah, they're on the road against tough teams, but boy, all I have to do is have Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers not lose by 7 and 10 points, and I can cover that teaser. I promise you this, those lines are not going to stay there because the books are going to start getting some of that money in on that. Tampa Bay is going to be favored, I think, by the time that game kicks off. So I fully expect that line to move through the 0 and probably come out the other side. So yeah, we've got some good reads here. Definitely, if you like any of these 4, I think they set up nicely for a teaser if you want to pair a few of them together, a couple of them together. So it's definitely a nice spot. So that is going to wrap it up for week 2 today